Hey guys, I want to show you a little stretch that you can do with your hip flexors that will help your low back. Okay, it's very common for a lot of people that their low back has pain because they have tight hip flexors. It's super common. So how do we stretch out those hip flexors? Well, first, let's talk about what hip flexor we want to stretch out. Okay, you have 5 different hip flexors, and most people just focus on the psoas. That's the one that goes in from the lumbar spine, right in here underneath the stomach, right back through there in the belly, and it goes down to the front of the leg right in there. A lot of people focus on stretching that muscle. I actually don't find that muscle has as many problems as people think. Instead, I want you to stretch your iliacus. That's a muscle that's right here on the inside of the hip, right on that pelvic bone, and it goes right down to the same spot as the psoas. And I actually find that people have more problems with that one, and I want to focus on stretching that one today. In order to stretch that, what I'm going to have you do is sit down here on the ground on your knees, and then I'm going to have you bring one leg forward. So we're kind of up here into this kneeling lunge position, okay? I'm going to tilt off to the side here just so you can see a little bit more clearly what I'm doing. Now in this position, I'm going to take my pelvis and I'm actually going to do a posterior pelvic tilt. So I'm going to engage my glutes and my abs, all right? I'm going to engage right through here, and I'm going to rotate my pelvis up here. I'm doing this maneuver to stretch through my quads and my iliacus right in through here, as opposed to the commonly thrusting forward lunge like this. This is a common mistake a lot of people make when they're stretching out their hip flexors. They come forward, and that actually hyperextends a little bit in your hip joint and can cause some problems in the front right here. So I want to avoid doing that. Instead, we're just going to take the pelvis, we're going to rotate it in, and we're just going to get a nice stretch. You should feel it down in your quads, and it's going to stretch right up in through here. The other thing you can do is if you lift your chest up as high as you can, that's going to give you a nice stretch. And then the last thing is reaching the arm overhead. Okay, you can hold this for a minute. If you want to go a little bit longer, that's totally fine. This is a great way to open up the hips, stretch out the hip flexors, and get a lot of relief in your back. I'm going to show it to you one more time, just from a different angle here, okay? On the other side, same thing. I'm coming up into this kneeling lunge. I'm not thrusting forward. Instead, I'm staying nice and vertical from my knee up to my head. I'm just going to rotate that pelvis, lift up my chest, and I'm going to reach an arm overhead. And that's going to stretch right through there in those hip flexors. Great for my back, okay? All right, I hope that you guys get some really nice, healthy back, so you get some good stretches in with your hips. Thanks for watching this video, okay?